Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to the Thin Crust Flopcast, where we do try and talk about video games and various other things related to it.
And not be stressed out because shops are shut near me. Yeah. It's great. It's great. How's your
Same.
bank holiday going, everybody?
Well, I think one thing I can certainly say, it's certainly been a bit of an interesting weekend gaming-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be covering that, ladies and gentlemen. But hello, YouTube. And hello to everyone watching in the VOD. Christ, I don't even know where to begin with shit. It's been a very overwhelming weekend information wise. But with that being said, let's not fuck around. Damo, what the fuck you been playing the past couple of weeks?
Fallout 4. Is that it?
Hitting that Fallout train, eh?
Yeah, but I'm getting bored of it, so it's fine.
Well, to be fair, that has been kind of like what you've been playing, so.
Yeah, pretty much. What about you?
Well, I've kind of been dabbling all over the show, for the most part. I've been tackling. Well, I started to re-tackle Grandia 2 on stream the other day. Some of you may have seen. Kind of just having some fun on Pokemon, more specifically Pokemon Unite. When I played the other day, literally got nothing but wins, which was a shock. In about 4 hours, I literally got nothing but wins. It's like, huh? That doesn't normally happen. Christ alight. Obviously been, well, trying to boost up my characters in Star Rail. Trying to get that up and going. I'm getting somewhere with Silverwolf. I'm just currently building up her traits. Just trying to get that stuff sorted. I did manage to finish Acheron's, which was good.
Nice.
Jumped on Grand Blue Fantasy Relink with Lion, and we've been tackling the higher difficulty missions. I think we got a few before we hit the next level difficulty, which is even more of a pain in the ass. And from what Lion's been telling me, the monsters go pretty much up to about level 175, while we're stuck at level 100.
Not bad.
Yeah. And in order to get the DLC characters, probably one of the easiest things is doing one of the more difficult missions, which is in terms of grinding the materials for it. It's like, oh boy.
Like, here we go.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to be doing on Tuesday. That's going to be fun. Oh. So at least it's not as bad as Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, where I kept on like 6 hours of side quests. At least I'm actually trying to actually get shit done on this. Christ. Obviously some more Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Leveling up some of these side characters, because they've got some of their own missions where you have to play as the side characters. Like, oh no. Oh, this is gonna suck. Because they've got shit cards. Oh.
Right.
Oh, Christ. Actually, I managed to finish up Fate Samurai Remnant as well. I actually managed to get that story finally done, and there are some like other bits to actually do on there, like seeing story after a couple of different choices made. So, New Game Plus on that one at some point. Yee.
Nice.
While also having loads of gifts from Lion sent that Lion keeps sending me of Stellar Blade. It's like yeah. It's like yeah, fuck off, mate. But yeah, for the most part, that's kind of really been it. It's just mainly been just a grind train for the most part.
I can imagine, to be fair.
But yeah, no. Not really much to actually tackle on that front. I obviously dabbled in a bit of Helldivers 2 here and there. And obviously we got a fair amount of news in regards of that as well, which we will obviously be covering. Because that should be stressing me out. But we have a few things to actually go over before we actually tackle, I would say probably, well, I'd say might be the meat of today's episode.
The main course of the evening.
Yes. Well, Starfield is going to be one of the first topics, obviously, on for tonight. Now, obviously, to those of you who are aware of Starfield's somewhat shaky... I'd say shaky run so far. Apparently, there is DLC coming, finally. But a lot of the community that has played Starfield are not exactly too keen from what I've been seeing. Even modders are actually, even the people that are making mods for games, they are extremely bored and are pretty much giving up on the game. So it feels like what they've done is basically just released it, gave a few patches, and then just kind of just left it. And as a result, people, well, fans of the game have kind of just had enough. Like, they feel disappointed. Well, I found a thing on r/Starfield from like 3 months ago. Basically was talking about essentially some of the things that people want in the game. They want land vehicles to be added to planets for travel, handcrafted or radiant missions that would give you more reason to visit planets, adding neutral companions with backstory/side quests, similar to Fallout, adding new enemy types and fauna to planets, making outpost building more worthwhile, skill tree rework, wee woo, as well as respec option, more space events to discover such as Space Grandma or the Derelict ship, survival type mode with oxygen and hazardous planets, a new game plus rework or changes to make it more fulfilling, more to do in space, as well as more immersive/fluid traveling aside from one loading screen jump. Now obviously there's also been asking for more weapon variety as well. So it kind of makes me think, with how shaky Starfield's actually been at this very early on of its life, has it already reached the end? And with the announcement of the DLC coming, is it kind of already too late? Because I saw people trying to play the game and trying to give it a chance, but they most reports I was kept on seeing was people were quite unfulfilled. Like, despite all of the, I guess you could say, somewhat hype for the game that was generated, it didn't live up to it. But that does seem to be, like, from what I've seen, the nature of, like, space games that include a lot of travel and stuff. Like, No Man's Sky. Look at how that was when it first came out. Like, people played it a bunch at first, but got bored. Then the devs actually got to work on it properly, and apparently now it's a great game. It's what it should have been from the start, and apparently it's a very, very good game. I've not played it myself, but from what I've heard from people who I know have, they actually did the game justice and made it worthwhile of actually playing. So, Starfield has a chance, especially considering it's Bethesda, but at the same time, it's Bethesda, and it's like they should have really done something more in regards to this already. What do you think, Damo?
I mean, it depends really, because the amount of news that we have on Helldivers 2 currently. Like, I personally do not care for the game. I don't mind sitting there watching it, but I'm not playing it. But it's as simple as that. Like, that's my opinion. Like, is it coming to an end? Yeah, because, well, what do you expect? The way that things have gone, of course it's going to come to an end and continues on that way.
It just feels like there's been not really anything, like, for a prolonged period of time since its release.
Oh, I'm sorry. You just reiterating Call of Duty? Like, that's my opinion. Like, if people have fun with it, then it's what they make of it. But all things considered, not my kind of game. It sucks. The end. Literally in this case, I guess. So yeah, that's about it. I don't really have an opinion on it. I can't physically have an opinion on something I've literally never played. I just know it's not my kind of game because at the end of the day I've watched it. Like, it's as simple as that really. I can't give an opinion on something I genuinely do not play. And will not play, just to clarify. No matter if somebody bought it, it'll be like, well, it's a waste of your money, bye.
Just never tickled your fancy, really.
No, I don't like mind sitting there watching other people play it. At the end of the day, for me, it's Call of Duty but with mechs. That's literally it. Like, you're entitled to like the game, you're entitled to play the game and enjoy it to your heart's fucking content. Do not get me wrong. But for me, it was bound to come to an end. We have other things to do with Helldivers 2 entirely that would also explain why it's going down the shitter. It's not so much whether it's what's my opinion on it. At the end of the day, my opinion does not matter. Because I am not a consumer of this game. However, my opinion in relation to the Helldivers 2 topic at hand is the fact that they should have stood up for themselves as a development company and say, no, we're not going to be doing this, and this.
Well, the thing is,
and then they shot themselves in the foot because of Sony.
Well, the thing is with the Starfield, they had apparently people from their team literally blaming players for why it didn't do as well as they would hoped. So that's
on them. They're a sore fucking loser. No wonder why they have no backbone. I don't care about the game. Like, if they're gonna treat their consumers, their fans, like shit because it didn't sell as well, you have no backbone. Stop going for the underdog and go for the overdog. It's as simple as that. Like, I don't know what you kind of want me to say. Like, they're having to go at their own consumer base. It's fucking disgusting. They don't have a backbone. Maybe they don't deserve to have a platform to have a game for. If they're gonna do that. Like, I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say, honestly.
Oh, with that being said, moving on to the next one. So, I came across something that someone had actually made. A PC builder had made a custom water-cooled PS5. And
Okay.
so this is from Dexerto, and so this is basically as the article reads: custom PC builder Pidgey PCs spend $2,500 to create their own ultimate PS5, ditching the loud fans for a water cooling system. See, just that on its own, it's like that sounds like it could be a lot of hassle to actually keep on the change, but
Depends on the way that they've done it.
just like the dreaded console wars, the console versus PC gaming PC debate is never ending. To be honest, that might regard as relevant at this point. Especially as consoles like the PS5 move closer to the architecture of an average gaming PC. To some extent. No matter what side you're on, most can agree that PCs have the edge when it comes to customizability. Yeah,
To an extent.
yeah, to an extent, yeah. PS5 can be modified by swapping out its console covers or adding a bigger SSD, so you can download more games. However, it's fairly limited compared to what you can do with a gaming PC. And to be fair, it feels like the PS5 is actually quite limited in regards of just what it can do when it feels like when you compare it to like a PS4.
But what's the point in a comparison? Like, I don't know. Very sauce of an article, but continue.
But PC Builder and YouTube Pidgey PCs has provided that with a little bit more of a know-how and a big budget, you can customize a PS5 to have a staple of many PC builds: water cooling. I'd not actually heard about water cooling in
Yes,
PCs.
you have. Because I have water cooling in mine.
Oh,
As well as the fans. Because I'm too paranoid. Yeah.
alright, forgive me on that one. Just because it doesn't get brought up much.
That's because it's not the one causing the issues. It's Windows. Microsoft, sort your shit. Just to clarify, like, please stop breaking my computer every 5 seconds.
So he actually, so PGPT actually uploaded a YouTube video, basically showing how he did this. He first started off by buying a disc-based God of War Ragnarok Edition PS5 and upgrading its internal memory with a next storage 4 TB M.2 SSD. The SSD was formatted ahead of time, and according to PGPC, Wall blocking the PS5 means losing access to both the eject and the power buttons. This also makes access to the SSD more complicated.
That makes no sense.
I know.
Why get a physical copy if you're just going to do that? You may as well go digital.
With the PS5 setup and the SSD format, the core part of this project could begin. The internals of the PS5 were taken apart piece by piece, including the main board and heatsink. The internals of the PS5 were later installed to an EK Quantum X cooling station monoblock, created specifically for the PS5, and then placed within a modified Corsair 2500X PC case. To finalise the project, the Thermaltake Swafan, I think that's how it is, EX14 ARGB fans with EK Quantum Surface 280mm radiator were added to the case for airflow, alongside an EK Quantum Kinetic 240mm DDC pump, and ASUS ROG Strix 850W power supply. Fucking hell. To top it all off, an EK Navy Blue coolant was added to the modified PS5 to give the build a chilled look. With no temperature probe involved in the project, the temps of the device on the PS5 can't be recorded. However, PGPC stated in a post to r/PC mods that the coolant temps sat at 35 degrees Celsius after an hour of gaming in Marvel's Spider-Man. PS5 was completely silent after the water cooling mod, which is a pleasant change from the console notorious for its loud fan noise. Interesting. I've not had the loud fan noise on my PS5.
Neither have I. It's as if somebody is clearly talking a bunch of dog shit.
Well,
Unless you seriously... No, I'm just going to say this, okay? Unless you seriously do not clean out your PlayStation 5, that's the only time you're guaranteed to get loud fans. Or if you're playing a very, very, very power-hungry, internet-hungry game for a very long period of time. That's when I've noticed it, is when it's been a very power-hungry game.
Well, I've just sent a picture of it into the voice chat demo, so you can actually see.
Like, I'm not a computer technician by any means, but
If you can't...
So basically, what they've done is taken out of a fucking motherboard and put it into a PC mini tower. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's like all they've done is actually just a transfer.
Yeah, that's literally all they've done. Unless you guys know what you're doing, don't. Trust me, don't. Coming from someone with the experience of having not much knowledge on PCs and stuff to begin with, at that, once upon a time, and I still don't know everything. That is just a transfer. That is a waste of someone's time.
I guess they were trying to set...
I don't know.
I guess for the most part...
people, I guess.
Well, the thing is you could also look at it as they were trying to see if it was possible.
I mean, yeah, they could have, sure, awesome sauce, I guess. But again, for me, it's that whole thing of, oh, here's how you can use master cooling on your PS5. All you have to do is take it apart and put it into a very, very, very miniature computer casing. All that for nothing. Some people might not have the money to be able to do that, because master cooling, especially master water cooling, is not cheap. Dependent obviously where you go, but 9 times out of 10 if you go with the cheaper option, it's not going to be that great. So good on him. If he wanted to see how it would work out, fair enough. But
it was stated that he had a big budget for it, so that was more the case of hey, if you got the money for it,
budget. Oh, he had.
He was a state. It was literally just a statement. It was like, hey, if you got a big budget, it is possible.
There you go. The question that I was not asking has been answered. Honestly, that is just makes no sense to me, but fair enough.
All right. I think we should tackle the main story of the weekend.
Mm. Which one?
Helldivers 2.
Okay, good. I get to start this one off because I saw it on Twitter first. Right. I.
And actually, I did because I posted the.
Okay, yeah, but that was that bit though.
Yeah, I literally posted
I'm
about.
talking about the stuff that I've seen.
Yeah, obviously we've got to start off with where everything kicked off, which is the account, which is the post on Steam. Which was the account linking update announcement. Which, by the way, when I went to go double check it on Twitter, they have since removed it.
Yeah, of course they would. They're gonna backpedal it.
Hmm.
Because they're idiots. Because they know they're not gonna make money. Because they don't support certain countries, whether that's for whatever reason, I don't know, don't care, not my business. But at the end of the day, you can't just take that away from people if you're not going to then, you know what I mean? So basically, to clarify, Chaos and I came across their Steam had put a little thingamabobby out there. Don't mind me, I'm just stumbling over my brain because it's gone about 5,000 miles per hour. I'm very sarcastic today, guys. I do apologize. I'm just in a very sarcastic mood. But yeah, they were basically saying, oh, by the way, you're going to be forced to sign up with a PlayStation account even if you're already a member by this date.
Yeah. So the
basic premise.
So the full post actually stated, and this was on May 3rd. This was posted, and obviously they posted it on the official Helldivers Twitter page. Attention Helldivers, due to technical issues at the launch of Helldivers 2, which I have found actually to be true after looking around, because there was some people skeptical of that one. We allowed the linking requirements for Steam accounts to PlayStation Network account to be temporarily optional. That grace period will now expire. See details below in this post. Account linking plays a critical role in protecting our players and upholding the values of safety and security provided on PlayStation and PlayStation Studio games. This is our main way to protect players from griefing and abuse by enabling the banning of players that engage in that type of behaviour. It also allows players that have been banned the right to appeal. As such, as of May 6th, all new Helldivers 2 players on Steam will be required to connect their Steam account to a PSN account. Current players on Steam will start to see the mandatory login from May 30th and will be required to have linked a Steam and PSN account by June 4th. PlayStation Network accounts are free and easy to set up, and they posted a link. We understand that while this may be an inconvenience to some of you, this step will help us to continue to build a community that you are all proud to be a part of. That, ladies and gentlemen, was basically the start of an absolute roller coaster of a major backlash over the course of the entire weekend.
But don't you fret, that wasn't all they did. No, it was not. On a Helldivers Media, we don't really care if it's a blue tick because a blue tick means nothing these days, considering it's a paid-for membership. Had then said Sony officially stopped selling the game in non-PSN countries anymore on Steam. Hashtag Helldivers 2. literally could only screenshot it, but that was literally yesterday when I'd seen that. I was like, oh, hold up. Right? And then somebody else put at repost underscore nothing in response to this, going, update from the Philippines, the buy button has been removed from the Steam store for Helldivers 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then graciously, late afternoon, about tea time, Culture Crave posted hashtag Helldivers 2 update. Game is now unavailable to purchase on Steam in tons of countries due to PSN login requirement. Steam is approving refund requests for players even if they've played over 2 hours. Over 100k negative reviews since the change was announced. And community managers are encouraging gamers to share thoughts in reviews to pressure Sony.
Yeah. Um, it has been said by several members of the development team that over the course of social media they were definitely not behind this whatsoever, nor do they support Sony's decision in regards to this. They were adamant being against this from the beginning. And
But they also did nothing.
well,
They still put the update out there. So
well,
they are partially to blame. Okay, not as much as
well,
Sony, but they still are.
well. Here's the thing: when here's sort of my thought process on it. The technical issues may have actually been a bit of a godsend, and they may have, because they might have been under an NDA, which is why they didn't say anything. And considering, I would imagine that Sony would have actually put them under an NDA, so they couldn't say anything until it was announced. Granted, yes, there are some things that said that at a later date it would be mandatory, obviously, for connect the links to actually be possible. I've heard some things say that I've not actually found anything to say that is the case, but at this point, that's besides the point. Now, it looks like the CEO of Arrowhead had literally been constantly apologising on social media. He was constantly apologising for it. It has sort of looked like, obviously, he would have known about it, and some people have then jumped like, well, why didn't you say anything about it? It's like, again, why I think an NDA was put in. So obviously when NDAs are introduced, folks, obviously you can't say shit.
No, but I mean, like, I'm talking about them literally going to Sony and be like, no, this is not okay. You can clearly tell it's not working.
But the thing is, well, yeah,
pull your finger out your ass.
But that's why I think, obviously, like the grace period of actually it only being like optional. That's what I'm saying. Like, if the issues may have actually been actually a godsend, because it was literally then a chance for them to work behind the scenes to actually try and get it pushed back. Because based on what I've been seeing, it looks like, obviously, yeah, they've known about this, but they wanted to actually keep it behind closed doors, so then Sony's reputation wasn't hurt any more than it already is, and there's no disruption. Now, some people have kind of said something really stupid, that this is just one big possible publicity stunt. I'm like, yeah, nah, this is such a bad publicity stunt, even Sony wouldn't do it.
But as the saying has always gone and will forever, unfortunately, go. Any press is good press. Bad press, good press.
And in this instance, the bad press was not a good idea.
And that is said throughout.
Yeah. And
literally, even on a course I'm doing, okay, they've even said, like, any press is good press, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, you can just turn it around, it's fine, it's all good. You can work that into your own narrative.
Yeah.
The same goes for business.
True.
Heavily, actually, especially for, like, you know, companies like Sony and Microsoft. Like, look at how much that paid out for them both, actually.
Well, obviously with loads of people not able to actually play the game or going to be able to play the game or even buy the game in various countries, developers as well as PC players were literally encouraging others to refund the game.
Yeah.
And
Which they should be. People should be doing that, because at the end of the day, you've paid for a game. Oh, you can't access it because it's not in a Sony supported country?
yeah,
Fuck yeah, refund that. That bit I don't have the issue with.
yeah,
The issue that I have is both the development company and Sony. Like I said, development company, okay, might just be a tiny bit to blame. And it is the majority Sony, because they then did what they complained about in court.
well,
About what Microsoft was doing.
Well, one of the things why I would say that Arrowhead is was actually probably like not entirely at fault on this one, is because if even the CEO and everyone literally on the development team is turning around and saying, "Get the game refunded. We need to send this. We need to send this message. We need ammo to prove that this is a bad idea."
Okay. They still would have had to have implemented the update. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying, a
they
little
were-
bit to blame. I'm
yeah,
not
it's
saying
not a
they are
case-
fully to blame.
The thing is like whether you blame it or not for the implementation of the update, but the thing is, it's like the thing is, it's not just on Arrowhead. They were literally going to be doing it across the board on all PlayStation games that would be on other systems. That wouldn't have just been Helldivers. That was literally going to be across. That was literally going to try and make it across the entire board.
Okay.
So it's going to be, they were going to make it a mandatory thing, because in the frequently asked questions on Sony's on PlayStation page, originally it said that it'd be optional to obviously link your account. After the announcement, it was changed to most, if not all, games will be required to do this.
Okay, then they should come out with something like Xbox has on PC.
But
Actual software. Like, that's actually useful, not something that literally lags behind by about a few milliseconds. I'm talking, if they want to go in that route where, it's no longer optional, you bring out a piece of software to have on the PC, so you're able to sign in and go in from there and do it that way. What you do not do is not tell anybody about it.
They couldn't.
And do it in a sneaky way. I'm not talking about Helldivers, I'm talking about Sony.
Well, this
Okay.
is. Well, the thing is, this isn't the
And
first.
go behind consumers like that, because legally they do have to actually notify the consumer when there are any form of changes being made in the TOS and any forms of TOS related subgenre bullshit emails they like sending out afterwards. Do the majority of us read them? Probably fucking not, because we don't have the time to read the fucking fine, mighty fine fucking small ass print. We've all done it with any form of TOS, in it, for anything. I'm not saying don't definitely read it. Obviously, fucking read it. Don't be a dumbass like how I have been in the past and still technically am. Not the point. Because even when, say, your gas and electric company, okay, prices are rising, which means terms and conditions are also being changed slightly. However that may be, we don't know. They still have to legally send you an email. Is it randomly choosing gas and electric? Yes, the same goes for Wi-Fi, the same goes for even Twitch. D&D Beyond, fucking everything near enough. You have to be notified. Legally, you do have to be notified. It's why a lot of the time it just sits in your spam emails. But Sony have not done that.
Yeah.
They've been doing it on the hush-hush, trying to do it on the sly. Hence why, linking back to the development company for a second, they are not fully to blame. They are a little tiny bit, yes. Whether they knew it or not, that they were being used as a scapegoat is another matter. Do I think that they knew? Probably not. It is what it is at the end of the day. However, Sony, and I am a Sony fanboy myself, more so over Xbox because I have my own fucking reasons, okay? Um, and I have played Xbox for all you Xbox fanboys out there. I don't care. I'm a hybrid. Like I have PC, PlayStation, Nintendo, played Xbox growing up, Sega, doesn't matter. Um, I have to reboot my brain a second because that just fucking threw me off. Thanks. Not you, by the way. But yeah, it's what they're doing is shitty, and they literally complained about it in court about in terms of Xbox when they did that whole fucking battle over fucking Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
Not to bring it up again, but it's the truth.
Yeah, it is literally.
They bitched about it,
Yeah.
and now they're doing it.
Yeah, because they wanted to be able to do it. That's why.
And it's like, bro, calm your fucking tits, okay?
Yeah. So that's literally trying to keep up with everything this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, has been nothing short of stressful. The amount of information trying to actually, I've been trying to sift through like speculation, truth, like what is like people just saying shit, and what is that like what is actually coming from people that are actually either working within Sony or within Arrowhead. It has been absolutely stressful, and I will make this statement here and now. This will be the only time we will actually be talking about this whole situation, because this was way more stressful than I thought it was actually going to be. It's been information overload.
Yeah, because there's so much out there of variations of not just truth, but people's experiences going through this. Like, are you like, oh yeah, by the way, you can't even buy it now on Steam in the Philippines.
And the
like,
reason,
oh great.
And I know some people that obviously aren't aware of everything. The reason why a lot of people basically had massive backlash, obviously, the reason why a lot of PC players were against this, is because, not gonna lie, Sony's online security isn't exactly the best.
No, it really ain't. And I've been lucky to not have been fucking full-fledged hacked, I'll tell you that, because I've had that account since I was 18.
Yeah, so I completely understand a lot of PC players. Like, I've been fortunate as well. And so I completely understand. Like, PC players, like, if anything, I was on their side on this. Like, I'm like, hey, I was literally just sat here, like, scratching my head, like, yo, Sony, what the fuck you doing? Leave the PC homies alone.
Exactly, this is what I mean. Like, I am not against the people on PC. As a literal PC user myself, I am not going to be against the PC lot.
Yeah, well,
but unless they do something incredibly fucking stupid, then they chill the fuck out for 5 seconds, you know?
Yeah.
But
there is...
my point still stands. Sony is literally going to have to take the L on this one, because at the end of the day, we both know, which I'll let you explain this bit, have severely backpedaled because of it.
Yep.
It literally reminds me of when the internet bullied the company that made the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Well, to be fair, that was actually a major necessity, all things considered, just because of how bad it looked.
And this is one of those times that you and I both agree we do not condone bullying of any kind, of any situation or any bullshit like that. But when it becomes a necessity, okay,
it was
still not right.
Yeah, it was less bullying and more actual sending a message, proving a point.
Yes, exactly. So in this instance, it's not bullying; it's literally protesting against the big corporation, like companies.
Yeah, and
Sony is their own development company too for video games and movies. So you did good.
And I'll say this: whenever obviously there is a big corporation that does a major fuck up of this nature, considering here's the thing: if this online security was actually a lot better, then this wouldn't be as much of an issue. This wouldn't I guarantee a lot of people probably wouldn't have kicked off as much. Yeah, there'd be people annoyed, but it wouldn't have reached this level. However, literally, there is a good ending to this story, and so I'm surprised it happened so quick. I can only assume this is 5 o'clock this morning over here in the UK. Tweeted by PlayStation themselves on their official Twitter page. Helldivers fans, we've heard your feedback on the Helldivers 2 account linking update. The May 6 update, which would have required Steam and PlayStation Network account linking for new players and for current players beginning May 30th, will not be moving forward. We're still learning what is best for PC players, and your feedback has been invaluable. Thanks again for your continued support of Helldivers, and we'll keep you updated on future plans. So,
Now, the one question I do have, actually, is what about the non-Sony supported areas? Because obviously, as I stated beforehand, like earlier, it's already been removed off the store. They can't even play it, so...
I'll tell you this, because from what I'm seeing, because I've been seeing, it looks like, because they basically now have it looks like they basically backed out in regards to what they're doing, that is actually getting restored. It basically... all the stuff, all the places that it's slow. Some people are already reporting that they've already got their stuff, already got it back, and the options back already. So it looks like it will actually. It is definitely looks like everyone that wouldn't have been able to play it is going to be able to play it again. Keep an eye. I will say this to anyone that actually had lost access to it: if you see this, let us know in the comments section on YouTube. If you how long you had to wait before you could actually play Helldivers 2 again, and if you were able to or not. Because
that is very true, yeah.
Because if you haven't had access, literally by the end of the week, had your access restored to it, then that is a severe thing, and then because now it's essentially in Arrow's head hands. So knowing how they seem to be readily listening to the community, I would not be surprised if by the end of the week, all access everywhere is restored. I would not be surprised.
Literally, honestly.
So, in this instance, the big corpo, L. They took a massive L on this one, and it is well deserved. So, well done to the Helldivers community. You guys did good. You guys did very good on this.
And Sony, learn from your opponent's mistakes. Do not copy them.
Yes. Just because one person does a wrong doesn't mean that you should then follow it thinking you can cover it up. Especially when you've actually got your own issues that you should be dealing with in the first place, like your security measures.
Yep. Two-factor authentication sometimes isn't enough, and you need extra measures.
Yep.
Take note from... No, I'm not even going to say it. I can't.
No. Well,
it's not inappropriate. I just want to clarify. It's not inappropriate. But it means I'm going to have to compliment a certain development company that I despise.
Yeah. Well, not just that. Also, maybe they should maybe they should actually look at some of the things they've been doing over the years. Maybe they should think about, I don't know, reversing a lot of the censorship they keep throwing on stuff. When, say, Nintendo, for some of the games that PlayStation and Nintendo have, Nintendo has a lot of those games, and Nintendo doesn't censor it. So why is it a console that has a lot of games that are sort of like aimed at kids and people of a younger age, not have censorship on their more on their more aged games? Yeah,
because they have parental controls that actually work.
Yeah, so again, it's like maybe take a look at this. Like literally, Sony already had to take an L this year. One of the biggest L's already, with $150 million loss. Because of the recent... Because with, obviously, Final Fantasy Rebirth came out, obviously, this year, but they kept it on PS5.
Yeah, I know, I'm pissed, because I've been wanting to play that on my PC.
I imagine that'll come soon, because it took a while before them to do remake on PC. But... beside the point at this point, they essentially, because they kept stuff new gen with some of the Final Fantasy stuff, it wasn't PlayStation, it was Square Enix, sorry. But I guess you could say it still applies here. Because Square Enix kept it new gen, they've had to take that massive hit. They've taken that, and instead of actually trying to recover what they've lost, they've like, okay, we'll take that and we'll learn from it. Granted, obviously, Square Enix is not exactly a small company. They can afford to take something like that and learn.
So I can Sony, to be fair, but
I know. So what? So I was going to say, why is it Square Enix could take a hit like that and learn and actually do better, and yet Sony seems to be unwilling to? But then again, I imagine Sony are going to keep their mouths stum for a bit. They're probably going to...
remember, big corpse out that you can't sue someone for an opinion.
No. We're literally just... We're literally covering basically everything and giving sort of like our own viewpoints on it. We're literally talking about the events that have transpired. We're recounting the events. And...
We are making sure it goes down in history.
Mm-hmm.
On an opinion basis.
Yeah. And to be honest, something like this should actually go down in history as an actual win. And and Arrowhead, I imagine, because Arrowhead were actually encouraging people to actually put this message through. Because actually, Helldivers 2 update Twitter channel, right? I think completely separate to Arrowhead and Helldivers 2 itself, has literally gone on and literally posted not long after the update, in regards of it no longer going to be mandatory. They actually said, oh, by the way, Hades 2 coming out soon. Let us know if you want. Let us know if you actually want it, and obviously there'll be like a little competition thing, and we'll give it to you on whatever platform. Or $30, I think it was.
Something like that.
So, but it's like, yo, that's. So you can't argue with that. So, again, well done. Well done, Helldivers 2. Well done, everyone. You guys actually did good on this one.
Exactly. I might be overly sarcastic and in a grumpy mood, but still, it's not.
And that was basically the most stressful thing. So, on to a game that's... do you actually have anything else, Damo?
I mean, you did say I could read a Silent Hill stuff.
Yep, sorry, I completely forgot about that. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the article. There we go. Because I forgot to post it in there myself, otherwise it would be me saying, ha 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 ha, beat you to it, bitch.
Hey, that's your area. I posted that with the intention of you doing it.
I know it's my area. You know what I mean? Like, genuinely is what I'm talking about. Anyway, so this is from Eurogamer.net. Silent Hill 2 remake developer is excited and very confident. So, as you guys all know, we have been trying to cover this if and when possible, whenever it comes up on our little timelines and shit like that, because Silent Hill is chef's kiss. Silent Hill 2 is definitely chef's kiss. So, you know. Anyway. So, basically, Bloober Team says it's very confident and excited about the Silent Hill 2 remake. In the studio's annual report to shareholders, as translated by @PL_evil, the team expressed its excitement about the highly anticipated remake, stating that it was very confident about the final result and acknowledged the success of Silent Hill 2 remake will be the most important test the studio has faced. Now, just to give some little bit of insight and clarification, Bloober have never once shied away and said they were never inspired by Silent Hill. If anything, if I remember correctly, their Fear series is actually inspired massively by the Silent Hill franchise, as well as obviously other, you know, psychological horror game aspects and franchises too, just to clarify and put that out there. But, you know, they've taken on a project that they have gone, oh, my lovely God, please praise us be, let this be the true tale, sort of situation. You know, and they've gone through the phases and stuff like that, so the fact is they're feeling confident when they genuinely released the little, like, you know, fighting trailer, like, you know, what you're gonna see in the action. It was shit. Didn't look too bad, but it was still, it had a shit quality, like, archetype to it, which I did not really like. But the fact is, they still took on people's feedback and they've changed it around, and now they're feeling a lot more confident. They're feeling better within themselves, and they're really excited to release it because, dude, I'm wanting them to release it. I'll be getting it on both, if and when possible. Um, whenever they come out, please hurry up and release it because I want to play and see Pyramid Daddy. Um, yeah. I'm not gonna like try and shy myself out of that. Just genuinely, like, yeah,
Old
you
PG
know,
old PG tips head.
it's a bit more than PG tips. It's like the best of the best. Now, for me, the best of the best, like coffee I can make at home, is fucking expensive. It's the Law Classique, okay? It is literally an orgasm in my mouth. I don't need
Ew.
sugar with it. I can put it with ice cream with some milk and make a frappuccino out of it and it not be an issue.
What the?
Anyway, this is what Silent Hill 2 is for me. So, yeah.
Okay.
To put it lightly, and I am going to say this,
Uh-oh.
Silent Hill 2 is better than the sex that I was once receiving.
Okay, I don't think we need to have that last bit.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
I honestly don't... I get, obviously...
It's better than my sex life.
Again...
Everything. You know what I mean? Anyway,
we didn't...
despite the fact that
No, we didn't need to hear that bit. Jesus Christ. There we go, there's a laugh. Jesus Christ.
That's what I like. That you know what I mean? I have to sometimes compare things to sex. I like sex, I'm sorry. Anyway.
Nah, you don't say.
Nah, I like getting pleasured, mate.
More proof on why having sexual themes on the a warning on the channel is actually advised.
Yes, exactly. But anyway, they've also stated, we do not hide it internally or externally. This is the most important test for our actions, the team has reportedly said. We're not only excited, but at the same time very confident about the final result. I am doing a podcast. Sorry, my neighbor distracted me for a brief moment. I do apologize. So yeah, basically, and in 2023, almost half of their production forces were focused on the current loudest project in the industry, Silent Hill 2, which they were creating together with their partner Konami as well, which was also translated by Google Translate. That is chef's kiss in its own thing. But yeah, it's also one of those as well, because if I remember correctly, the majority of the original sound team and music team are also going to be in the remake.
Yeah?
That have been allegedly been taking part in this as well, yeah, in terms of the development process.
Oh, they're proper actually going all out on that one, Jesus.
That is down to rumor though. That's stuff I've seen floating on like Twitter for the longest time, so I don't fully know, but it's what I have heard tidbits about.
That would actually be really cool. Like, actually, they're basically like remastered versions of the various like noises and music that you hear in the game.
Mhm.
Or remade to be like different versions.
Yep.
That actually is
Exactly.
that actually is pretty good when you're able to when you see companies actually pull that off.
Again, don't quote me on it because I could be wrong, and it is literal floating rumors I see every once in a blue moon. So, don't hold me to it, and I apologize if you did hear a loud bang because my mic did light
We
up
didn't.
for a moment. He did, so...
Nah, we didn't.
That's good then, at least my software's working.
Plus also, don't forget I've got music playing in the background as well for it, so...
True, that is very true. I just can't wait to be able to make my soundproof booth. It's gonna be so expensive. It's gonna take a while, but we'll get there.
It's gonna be loud sex noises left, right, and center just for shits and giggles.
The soundproof booth is literally going against my desk.
My statement stands.
In a small ass space.
My statement stands.
Fuck off.
Am I wrong?
Yes, because why would you think I'll be the one getting sex in my soundproof booth?
I'm not talking about you getting sex. I'm talking you making joking sex noises.
I mean, fair. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
See?
It's been a while.
See, I know.
I'm having to go back to my hand.
When you're fucking around and joking around, I know exactly how you get. I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
dear.
still, that's not the point. So yeah, this will also be their first title in which they depart from the so-called environmental storytelling. And in the foreground, they have also put the action through which they will tell the story that they've put into a report somewhere along the lines as well. So yeah,
Nice.
there's that. I hope you guys had fun listening to my bullshit. 'Cause
Yeah, we're
I
at that.
don't.
Literally, that was gonna be it. Like, I did have a couple of articles, but I've gone over them again just to make sure. And yeah, there's not really anything of interest. Like, other than the only real little thing was that I've been hearing people actually compliment Stellar Blade on its new game plus, which you
I
don't.
wouldn't know.
Yeah. Oh, I've been hearing stuff from Lion.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he's enjoying it. That's the main thing. Like.
Considering the amount of fucking gifts that dude keeps sending me, yeah, he's enjoying it.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
That man be fully enjoying it. But yeah, that's actually going to be it for this episode of the Flopcast, ladies and gentlemen. Next one will be on the 20th of May. But yeah, obviously this will be uploaded on YouTube as soon as I am able to muster up the mental strength to actually make sure I get it right in places. So you guys, when you watch it on the on YouTube, it's not forever wait. You're not like having to skip bits and then miss the initial bit. But yeah, thank you everyone so much who tuned into this live, and thank you to everyone.
And put up with my sarcastic bullshit today.
And thank you everyone that actually watches this on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed this, and the rest of them that'll be in a playlist for you guys to enjoy. From back when I did this on Genshin Impact on the PS4 to now. I've still got that little area.
Yes, you do. Not much has changed, has it?
No, plus it also I haven't touched the game for a few months.
I mean, that's valid. That is fair.
Yeah. But yeah, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, obviously, for those of you who watching live, obviously you'll have seen the schedule that started, which actually does also help actually keep in line with timing as well. Thinking about it on YouTube side. Obviously, you guys will have seen what's going on this week. Tomorrow, I'm doing some Grand Blue Fantasy Relink with Lion. Thursday, I'm going to be doing some Pokemon Unite. Friday is my Call of Duty punishment stream.
You brought it on yourself.
I wasn't expecting to happen that fucking quick.
That's
But-
like me going and turning around and saying, like, I will do a torturous Baldur's Gate stream. Now, just to clarify, Inventor and everybody else watching this, does not mean to do it because it's not happening. I'm giving an example. Okay? A torturous fucking Baldur's Gate stream where chat controls what the character looks like, who I romance, who I break up with, everything, whether it's the good ending or the bad ending or the neutral ending. And this is why I said it's never happening, because you ruin a game like that for me, I'm gonna slap you around the face with a fish. A frozen fish.
Hey, Damo, I want you to kill Listeria.
No.
Goes to bite you,
And it
guts
would
him
all
like a
be
fish.
done through a polling system as well. It like if it was to happen, I'm not saying that it's going to, because like I said, I've already said it's not happening. But it would be one of those where I would actually need to have my mods in there to do the polls and stuff with the different dialogue options and stuff like that, because it would be for everything. Apart from me obviously looting stuff, because I am a loot goblin, that's never going to change in that game.
Yeah, I know that for a fact.
Yeah, so it is one of those. It even goes for like points in like the character sheet for intelligence, wisdom throws and stuff like that. So I would do it quite in depth, because I do not enjoy doing challenges, because for me it can be overwhelming, whereas for you love the challenge, it's part of your motto. I encourage it, but you did also bring it up on yourself, and I do really, as much as I want to have sympathy, I don't.
Yeah, I know.
But I do hope you have fun with it, and try not to burn yourself out and get overwhelmed by it. And remember, if you do, take 5-10 minutes to breathe.
Oh, there's been some stuff added. And Ventnor said that if it does happen, he has the option of, if I want him to, he can take a shot.
You can take a shot.
Yeah, he'll take a shot if I.
Like glug glug shot.
Yeah, as in
Okay.
yeah. If I end up swearing or do one of the challenges, he will take a shot.
Okay, I like hearing the support in that, honestly.
Ivy has said that Ivy
enough.
has turned around and said that she'll actually, for some of the challenges, actually jump in on them as well.
That.
So yeah, there's definitely some backup. Although I am end up in two minds though. Do I make sure Inventor takes loads of shots, but in turn fuck myself and Ivy over?
I mean, to be fair, again, that is completely down to you, but remember, the more shots Inventor takes, we both know, the more he is capable of getting a lot of fucking wins. Remember that.
Oh, trust me,
experienced that.
I'm fully aware of what that man's like when he's drunk. I am fully aware, and that's why I'm leaning on the side of being evil.
I say be chaotic neutral for the sake of being chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Now. But then that's just my opinion. That is.
Yeah.
Nobody has to listen to an opinion.
But that won't be happening until Friday, folks. And obviously Saturday is random game day, but there's also my sister's birthday as well. So what's happening on that day, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm sure I'll be back in time, obviously, for stream.
And if not,
I'll let everyone know.
About it. He'll let you know.
Yeah. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you everyone so much for tuning in, and we will see you all in the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, our doors are now closing, so make sure you get all your belongings, and don't leave them for the goblins to have sex without back. Trust me, still trying to help the poor woman whose wedding ring got left behind. Yeah. No. But yeah, I will see you all in the next one. And as always, raise your pizzas high and say it with me. Stay chaotic and live for the challenge.
Live for the challenge.
Bye.
Bye.
Looking for a love.